Hi there, Paul here with PPC Robot, and today I'd like to show you how to create a custom report. You can use custom report to generate a lot of different reports and do a lot of different things, but today I'm just going to show you the general how-to to create the report and some of its key features that I think you might be interested in. So let's get started. From the report screen, you click on Create a New Report and then click Custom Report. And you'll see here a familiar screen if you've watched some of our other videos. You have the sheet selection and renaming. You can add multiple sheets in each report. So you could do one, for example, keyword report, and one ad group report, and so on. Today I'm just going to show you campaign reports, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of these. And like I said, you can rename these, so we're going to call this sheet campaign. You can call it whatever you like. And the report type is going to be campaign performance. Now it's automatically going to generate some commonly used fields, some metrics and segments. And that's going to be in this column section. Now you'll notice the list goes from top to bottom. These are going to be the columns from left to right in your actual report. And you can click and drag, you can move these around, you can remove some, you can add some. Here we have a list of common metrics that you can use, and you just double click or click and drag. So let's say I want CPA and CPA for 7 days, CTR, P&O for 7 days, P&O for 30 days, ROAS, and so on. Now we have lots of custom reports in here like ROAS and P&O that you can't find anywhere else. And we also have segments and attributes. Say I want the date here. Now let's say the field that you're looking for is not in this list here, so what we can do is either search in the field. Let's say I want landing page experience and quality score and ad relevance. So I found those through the search field, or you can also look in every metric that is available and segment, and they're grouped into these categories commonly used. And let's say, oh, I forgot I wanted cost per conversion, click and drag. And I forgot I wanted the labels, so I want the labels there. And you can do all sorts of things. We've got lots of fields, everything you could possibly imagine here. So you add that to your report. And you can see this will be the layout of your report when it's generated. So if we're happy with that, we can move on. There's this nice little feature called freeze rows and columns. What this does is it sets up the report with frozen rows. So the first row, which contains the header, the name of all these columns. And you can decide how many columns you want to freeze. So if you have lots of columns and you need to scroll to the right, and let's say you always want to know the campaign name and the device, for example, we can freeze those rows automatically. And that way they'll always be visible when you view and generate and view your report. Now, filter. This is a nice feature that only shows you the data that you put through the filter. So obviously we want to know that, or we want the data from campaign statuses that are enabled. We can also do, for example, something that has a cost. Let's say I don't want to see any of the keywords that are not generating any cost. And so on. You can add as many as you want as long as they are compatible, and that will filter out the data. And let's say you want to know which keywords are not performing very well. So I want to know CPA greater than 20, for example. Now my report will give me only the data that filters through these options here. Now we can do sorting, and generally I think the default that most people use is cost and descending. So this will put the data in cost from most expensive to least expensive. You can do it however you like here with sorting. Duration, I just want the last 30 days, but you have many other options here. Okay, so we'll choose 30 days here for the duration. Okay, next is conditional formatting. You can use this to give your spreadsheet some color and show you data that you may want to know right away. So for example, if we want to look at P&O that is above our goal, Let's say it's 10%. So any data with a P&O that is above 10% is going to have a background color of red. We can even make it bold. Now let's say we want to know the opposite of that, something that's performing well. So we could do P&O with a condition of, where is it? So less than 10. And we can make that green. So now everything that's performing well, you're going to see marked with green background. So this will kind of help you, when you look at your report, get a quick view of what's working and what's not working and what you want to see. It makes it stand out. Okay, and the last thing is the notifications. You can set up a notification if something is going wrong in your campaign and you want to know about it right away. For example, the cost is too high, or something isn't performing the way you want it to, or there's no data, or there's too much data, whatever you want. You can select that and set that up here. So if the table is not empty, if the table is empty, or if there is some condition that is met. So for example, if the cost goes above something that you just can't, say 500, I don't know, something that's just way too high, you'll be notified right away when this happens, when the data comes in. And you can set up your message to tell you high cost or whatever you like. Okay, so this notification, anytime the cost is above 500, you'll get an email, you'll get it in PPC Robot or however you have it set up. Okay, so once we have this how we like it, we can go to the next screen. So let's give this report a name. We'll just call it campaign. And each of the accounts that we add it to, the name of the account will be added automatically to the title. So output type, we have two options. We have Google Spreadsheets and Excel. Google Spreadsheets will create a sheet in your Google Drive, and it will automatically create a folder and generate the sheet and update directly to that sheet each time. And when you click on the name of this report in the report screen, you'll go directly to that sheet in your drive. The other option is Excel. And with Excel, there's a file generated. It's still stored in your Google Drive, and you'll have to download it or get it from your drive there. So there's two options. We're going to show you both, but for now, let's try Google Spreadsheets. And I want this to update daily. Okay. And the last thing is to select the accounts. You can either filter here by typing in the names you want, or you can just select from the list. So we're going to select these 4 accounts. Select all, select none is also an option. Okay, we're ready to go. Now we're creating our reports, and you can see here they are in the gray because they haven't been updated. And you see never, custom reports, campaign. Now all we have to do is run these by clicking on the play button, and they will be generated. And then in a minute, we'll be able to look at them and do a bit more with customization and with adding some formulas and things like that. See how fast it is, they're already ready. So next I'll show you what they look like and how to add formulas and update these reports. Okay, we're back and the reports are ready for us to view. So now from the report screen, I can just click on the title of the report, and it'll take me right to Google Spreadsheets if that was the output that I selected, which in this case it was. So you can see that the first row is frozen, how we have it set up. So as we scroll down, the headers stay there. And the first 2 columns are also frozen as we set it up. So as we scroll to the right, the left 2 columns remain in place. Okay, now one last feature that I want to show you is if we add a formula to this sheet. Let's say we want to manipulate this data a bit more, and I want to see, for example, average CPC minus CPA or something that you would want to do actually. You can use any type of formula that you like, but we need to put it at the end of the report. So we'll put formula in here. And this is just an example. This isn't something you would actually want to do, but let's say CPA minus average CPC. Okay, and it's going to go all the way down. We're going to put it, so we can have this data in the report, but it has to be at the end. Now, if we update the report, so we run it again, when the job is done, we'll see that the data has been updated, but the formula is still in place in that last column. Okay, view report, and at the end we should still see our formula column. And there it is. So if you add any kind of custom formula in the report, it has to go into the last column and it will stay there. And when the data updates, the formula will update as well. Okay, one last thing I want to show you on the custom report is the Excel output. So we originally did the Google Sheets output. So all we need to do is edit our report, go to the second page, and output type, we want to change it to Excel. So now this is going to store an Excel file in our drive. And so when we click on it, it should take us to the file. If you have your drive open, we can also go to our drive and open it manually. So we want to run the report since we've updated it. And then once it's ready to go, we can go to our drive. There's the report and you can see it's an Excel file. So from here we can download it. And once it's downloaded, we can manipulate it in Excel. And here we have it. And you can see that the row is still frozen and the columns are frozen. So it's the same thing. One of the benefits of Excel is that you can load more data. So if you have a lot of data, Excel might be a better option for you than Google Sheets. Okay, so there you have it. That's how you create a custom report in PPC Robot. I hope this was helpful for you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.